This episode of the Parity Podcast is brought to you by dailypuzzles.com.au.
Welcome to the Parity Podcast. My name is Jan McGingley.
And my name's Mitchell Creighton, and today is the third episode of the Parity Podcast. We've got an extremely exciting episode for you today.
We talk about new cubes, including the X-Men Bell V2, cancelled comps, and smaller YouTubers.
And then we have a special guest on the show today, YouTuber Kevin Lee, otherwise known as Cubing Encoded. And then, like always, finish it up with a game of true or false. You're listening to the Parity Podcast, brought to you by your hosts, Mitch Creighton and Jan McGinley. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Parity Podcast. We hope you're all staying very safe during these times.
Firstly, we would like to send our wishes and condolences to Michael and the Mrazil family, who is a fellow speedcuber. In May, his house and belongings burnt down. We hope his mother is in a happy place at this point of time, and we wish them well.
If you'd like to donate to help support Michael and his family, we'll leave a link in the show notes where you can donate.
We are very sorry we had to start off like that, but as a member of the speedcubing community, we hope we can help him out. To start off this episode, let's talk about new cubes coming out this month.
Okay, so the cube that I'm most excited about coming out this month is by far the X-Men Bell V2 Pyraminx. So this is the second Bell puzzle by X-Man Design. The Bell V1 is like the top of the range Pyraminx. Pyraminx is one of my favorite events, and I love the Bell, and so I really can't wait to see what the Bell V2 is like. We don't know how much it will be or the set release date yet. We've just had looks at it. However, at the time of recording, I'm pretty sure most companies have gotten a prototype, and we'll see some stuff within the next week, I guess.
That's very exciting. I mean, they said it's going to come out in June, so we just got to keep our eyes out for that. It's going to be very exciting, don't you think?
Absolutely. I can't wait.
Okay, so we also have the Outrun. This is the new Moyu WRM flagship 5x5. So obviously we know the Outrun, I think it's called the V2M. Is that right? The Outrun 5x5?
I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, well, this is the new one, the WRM. And it's going to be a main competitor to the Volk 5M, because that's currently the best on the market. And obviously we have the Qi MS that just came out. So at the moment, Qi is dominating the 5x5 market. So we'll have to see how Moyu can contribute to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, as you said before, the Volk is pretty much the top of the range at the moment. So I'm quite excited to see how the Ultron compares to that and which one people go for.
Yeah, that's really exciting.
Another cube we've got is the GAN 330, which is a GAN keychain cube. We've seen a lot of keychain cubes come out in the last month or so, but we thought the GAN one would be most notable, of course, because it's a GAN cube. Unfortunately, it is not comp legal, so sorry OH solvers, because it's got a hole for the keychain to go in, but it looks like a lot of fun and it's quite funny, I guess.
That's really disappointing because, it's a GAN small cube, not just the 354M. This is really small.
A keychain.
33 millimeters.
Yeah.
I just wish it was comp legal. That would really be interesting. I'd love to see someone at comp use it, but obviously, I mean, Mitch, don't you think we could try and fill it in with, some sort of filler? I mean, as an experiment.
Probably. I won't play around too much with it. I'm not really an OH person.
And also, we have the Qi Duomo, which is a collaboration with Mephits and Qi. So it looks like a really high-quality puzzle, but obviously the performance is not there because Mephits is just not as good. Obviously, Mephits, if you don't know already, invented the Pyraminx, and also Qi, they made the Duo. I've seen Duo sort of stuff before, so this is going to be really cool to see.
Yeah.
I met Mephits. He was really great guy. I met him at Worlds, so I'm going to see what he comes up with in the future.
Yeah, this is like a pyramid-shaped puzzle. I mean, hopefully this puzzle will be really nice. Obviously, Mephits aren't known for their high performance. However, with Qi, hopefully they'll be able to work it out, and it'll work out really nice.
I'd love to see an actual WCA legal thing collaboration. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Also, we have the GAN I V2 Smart Cube. So, as you know, GAN I and GAN I Play, they've been GAN's flagship smart cube. Well, the GAN I has been the flagship of GAN from smart connected cubes. So obviously this has a lot of hype on it, as the app of the previous one didn't work that well. I mean, using it was alright, just had some connection issues. But this one has lights, so that's all I know.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. Hopefully they'll fix out a few smaller bugs that they had in the previous GAN I. smart cubes are still quite new to the cubing community, so there's still a lot of stuff to work out, but I really like the idea of them and they're really cool.
But this is, of course, the second generation, as we had the first generation. Like, for example, the Galaxy Fold from Samsung. The second generation is a lot cleaned up, so we just have to see how connected things work. So
Yeah, absolutely.
now let's talk of some underrated and smaller cubing YouTubers. So as you know, we are both YouTubers.
Yep. We're both under 1,000 subs, and we're quite connected with the cubing community, particularly the smaller channels and stuff. Obviously, the first channel that we have to mention is Cubehead. This is pretty much going to be a Cubehead section. He's only really recently hit the YouTube scene, and since then, he's just blown up. I think he's already over 5K or something at the time of recording this, so he sort of doesn't meet the requirements, but his quality is just amazing and far out of everyone else's. He's just going to grow so much over the next few months.
Yeah, at the start of May, he was at maybe 2,000 subs, and now he's at nearly 6,000. Like, this man is killing it. His views.
Absolutely. He's just blowing up. I mean, I think, like, towards the end of April, he got some shout-outs from some pretty big people, and then he just blew off from there. All of his videos have got over 1,000 views.
Yeah, but he definitely deserves those subscribers. Like,
absolutely. Those videos are amazing.
He works really hard, and he just got a new logo, so go check him out. We'll leave a link in the description.
I'm just checking now, and it says his channel was made on the 9th of September 2019. At the time of the recording this, he has 6.39 thousand subscribers.
Ridiculous.
That's amazing.
Let's not forget Tino Cubing. Congrats finally on hitting 4,000 subscribers. All the hard work deserves to pay off. If you don't know Tino Cubing already, what are you doing? But secondly, he makes really high quality cinematics and content. It's very funny. Also, he's just a great person in real life. So we really recommend him because he's such a genuine guy, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to grow quite a bit over the next couple of months as well. Maybe not to Cubehead's stuff because he's just going to blow up, but he's going to be quite big pretty soon.
Yeah, and Tino makes very reliable content,
Yep.
so every video is going to be good.
Very high quality.
Everyone's going to be
good. You'll really
good.
enjoy it.
Okay, we're going to take a short break and we'll be back.
This episode of the Parity podcast was sponsored by Harry Daniels, Jezza Cubing on YouTube, and Cubing Madness on YouTube.
Now let's talk about cancelled competitions. As some of you may know, many competitions around the world have been cancelled due to COVID-19, which has caused a lot of upset on people. Our own competition, Adelaide Winter, got cancelled, and it's very frustrating because it was a comp to qualify for Australian Nationals. As you know, Mitch, they had all the events except 5x5.
Yeah. Personally, I am quite annoyed at this, of course, because I only had qualified at 3x3 before this, because that was the only puzzle I could solve at the time of my first and only competitions. And there aren't many competitions where we live, so it is hard. I haven't gone to one since, and it's hard to go to one. So I probably won't go to one until Nationals.
Yeah, it's really frustrating, don't you think? Like, even for me, I've done a few events, but you're so good now at a lot more events. Like, at the time you started your first comp, and then you've missed a few. Like, you need Adelaide Winter, like, to qualify.
Yeah, I need to be able to do this.
And 3x3 may not even be your main event. Like,
no.
And that's what's sad about it on Nats. But obviously it is what it is. And this is not the worst bit. I'm scared that Australian Nationals 2020 will be cancelled. This is a very important competition to me, as it's one of the biggest comps in the world this year.
Yeah, but obviously it isn't just though. I know we probably sound like spoiled brats or something, but many people have missed out on a lot of competitions, and lots of people have suffered much worse during this pandemic. But we have seen, in the light of this, however, online competitions. These have been really great and people have enjoyed them. Unfortunately, they aren't comp legal just because... unfortunately, they don't go towards your WCA just because of like how things work out and stuff. But it's really great to see this, and a lot of people have really enjoyed them. We really hope as restrictions start easing in some places of the world, though, that comes with it more competitions, possibly before OSNATs, but who really knows. So hopefully we'll start seeing some soon, but I think it still might be a couple of months before we still see one actually scheduled. We hope the comps come back soon.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, imagine if they were legal. Leo Boromir would be ranked second in the averages.
Yeah.
Like, he got a sub-5 average. Like,
that's crazy.
That's challenging Felix, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know.
Leo's doing some crazy stuff at this moment. So, Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how it works out. Obviously, the online comps have got better as people with experience, the community has worked it out better. But
Yeah. It's great to see how we can adapt to situations like this when social events are literally what our community revolves around.
yeah, for sure.
All right, we're going to go take a quick break and then we'll be back with one of the biggest cubing YouTubers, Cubing Encoded.
This episode was brought to you by dailypuzzles.com.au. If you are after reliable customer service, fast shipping, and overall a pleasant shopping experience, you need to check them out. They have a great range of puzzles.
And that's not all. If you guys use code Parity, you can get 10% off your entire order. That's Parity at dailypuzzles.com.au. Okay, so as we mentioned before, we've got a very special guest on the show. Joining us here today is the king of YouTube at the moment in cubing, Mr. Kevin Lee, aka Cubing Encoded. Welcome, Kevin.
I wouldn't call myself the king of YouTube, but thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thanks for coming on. Okay, so obviously you've been absolutely killing it on YouTube at the moment. What do you think it's been that's made you grow so much recently? I mean, obviously you've been spending more time at home, so do you think it's been like more uploads and stuff like that?
Yeah, thank you so much. I've been doing YouTube for 5, 6 years at this point. But lately I've been taking it really seriously. As you can see during quarantine, when quarantine started, for the past 2 months, I've been uploading almost every single day, which in cubing, you don't really see. It's basically unheard of for cubing for daily uploads. So I feel like that's what makes me stick out. The nice thing is that my videos, compared to a lot of other people's, are a little bit quicker to make, and I'm also a faster editor, so that just makes me able to just upload that much, and that's really it, I think.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've obviously got very good workflow. And yeah, uploading daily definitely helps gain. So, about your editing, what editing software do you actually use?
Okay, so here's the thing with my editing software, right? So I used iMovie for 3 years, and I was just pretty casual on that. I didn't really do anything too special. And then recently I got Adobe Premiere Pro, and I was like, whoa, there's so many new tools. I could use this transition, or use color grading and do a bunch of things I couldn't do with iMovie. The problem with Premiere Pro though is that it's really slow to edit on. So, for example, if I'm uploading a 4-minute video, on Premiere Pro, it's going to take me around 2 to 3 hours, maybe 4, because 1, I'm not really too used to the software, and 2, there's just more steps when you're trying to just cut a clip. You have to, instead of just cutting it, you have to get a tool or something and then cut it. So just small things like that add up to the time. So then I decided when I started uploading daily again, I just went back to iMovie because I needed to get videos out quickly, and using iMovie would really make it a lot more efficient, you feel?
Really? So now you're using iMovie again?
I mean, it's a good editor, I mean, everything around my software, I use a pretty high quality camera. I use a really good lens. My studio, it's basically just my room, but I do have these lights that I've been really, really liking lately, and so I feel like that masks the I guess amateur editing software.
Yeah, lighting is really useful.
It has a lot of power. So how or why did you start making YouTube videos?
I started doing YouTube mainly because I wanted the luxury of not having to pay for cubes. So I come from a pretty low income household, so I couldn't really buy any of the cubes I wanted. I would have to stick with the Guanlong as my main cubes and everything. And I remember seeing a JR Cuber video actually, and he was all like, "Oh, how do I get all my cubes? How do I pay for them?" Actually, I don't pay for them because I have companies sending them, and coming from a lower income household, I was like, wow, maybe this could be my way to actually get some of these nicer cubes, getting something like a nicer 7x7, these magnetic directories. So I just started making videos, and then the passion grew from there. At first it was just to get free cubes, but eventually I realized that it was really fun to actually just make videos.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so inspiring.
Why do you like YouTube so much? Why do you prefer that over, say, Instagram or TikTok or something?
Well, the nice thing about YouTube is that you could get a lot more of a dedicated fan base. So if you look at something like TikTok, right? The top creators, there's no I guess fan dedication to the creators, because they're just coming by a lot of their videos by chance, and then they just watch them for 15 seconds to 30 seconds, and they just scroll and watch the next thing. But then for YouTube, it's a lot different. If you're invested in a creator, then you'll stay on the video for minutes, even hours at a time, and you create a much more personal relationship, I feel like, with the creator, which I think makes it stand out from other social media sites.
Yeah.
Definitely. With TikTok, like I've seen big creators with lots of followers, they really get the views that YouTubers with the same amount of followers get, because mainly the way to get views just on the For You page.
Yeah, TikTok, it's very the algorithm is a lot better for newer people, I feel like, because for YouTube, once you have that established fan base, then it's yours to control. But then for TikTok, it's basically you're just relying on the algorithm 100%. Even if you're already big, you're still relying on the For You page, and that just another perk of YouTube that you have more control.
Yeah, definitely. I guess that's
Absolutely.
what makes TikToks are fun for small creators, not large creators, but small creators. It's quite a good platform to grow.
Oh yeah, when it's basically the thing I like about TikTok that I like a lot actually is that you don't anyone basically everyone has a chance. I feel like YouTube is pretty shut off. I feel like when you want to start, because you make a channel, you upload a video, it gets 0 views. It could be a great video, but no one's going to watch it. You have to really work on it really hard. But then for something like TikTok, you upload a video, and if the first video is good, then it'll just go on the For You page and it'll get recommended by itself, and then you'll get the views just like that. But YouTube, it's a little bit more shut off.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Absolutely.
So talking about TikTok, do you think your TikTok page has any impact on your YouTube channel growth?
Definitely not. I feel like my TikTok page has the growth because of my YouTube channel instead of vice versa. And definitely like I know people who have hundreds of thousands on TikTok, yet on YouTube they only have a couple hundred, and that's because you TikTok doesn't really transfer to other social media as well. If you could be huge on TikTok, but the thing is that once again the fans don't have a personal connection with you because it's TikTok. So they're not going to go to your other social medias, your other platforms. So yeah, I definitely feel that it does not affect it.
So when did you get into cubing? Like what got you introduced into the speed cubing world?
Well, it was back in 6th grade, so I'm currently 16 years old. I'm a junior, and this was 6 years ago, I think. And in my school, cubing was really huge. So basically, everyone knew how to solve a cube, and I wanted to jump on the bandwagon in a way. And I decided, hey, this looks cool. I want to try this also. And then, once I started doing it, I got kind of hooked. I started watching cubing videos and like other YouTubers, and yeah, I just kept on going from there. Yeah. Like I feel like a lot of the times, like with school districts, there's that huge cubing explosion, and then after about a couple of years, no one's really doing it. But that initial explosion, it's interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's amazing. So to do with YouTube, what camera do you use actually, and what lens?
So okay, so I'm using the Panasonic G7. It's one of the best 4K cameras in my opinion. That comes at a lower price. And then the lens, I actually got a new lens recently. It's a Sigma, I think 16 millimeter f1.8. So so it like helps me have like a super blurry background and everything, which I really like. And yeah, like overall, I'm really liking the camera setup right now.
I've actually got a f1.8 lens as well. They're
Really?
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the background's gone. The
It
background
is
just
so
doesn't exist
amazing having
anymore.
one. Yeah.
And you don't need a backdrop like a wallpaper, because I know you used to have wallpapers in your old videos. You had like a backdrop.
Oh yeah, so recently, I was for the longest time I was recording downstairs. I had a plain white table and a plain white backdrop, and I'll just record everything there. But then I decided that my videos doing that, it looked kind of plain in my opinion. It looked clean, but it looked just kind of boring. I wanted to put some more color into it, so I recently moved just into my room. I got these lights, and then yeah, I really like how the videos look right now.
Yeah, they look
Yeah,
amazing right
100%.
now.
Yeah, I
Thank you so much.
100% agree. Like your old videos were very clean, very nice, but it just looked a bit perfect. Now they have nice colors and
Thank
it's
you.
just got a good vibe to it.
Yeah, it just works really well. So what are your favorite events?
My favorite event right now, by far, like not even close, is 6x6. So I got this like YJ MGC 6x6, and it is incredible. It got my times from I think around 2 minutes and 10 seconds down to around 1 minute 52 seconds. That's what I'm averaging right now. And like huge drops. Like nowadays, I don't even touch a 5x5 or 3x3, and yeah, it's just been 6x6 all the way right now.
Wow.
That's amazing. The YJs are really killing it as well.
It is amazing. I couldn't believe how good it is.
It's just killing it at the moment, YJ.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like with all the cubes they're doing right now, like the MGC Elite 3x3, it's a great 3x3. Just overall, good price also, and the 5x5 and 6x6 are just perfect in my opinion.
On point, yeah.
My all-time favorite YJ puzzle was the Yulong V2M because it's so cheap for it's the cheapest
V2M,
budget
yeah.
puzzle.
But it felt high quality.
So how did you come up with the name Cubing Encoded?
My gamer tag on like Minecraft was Secrets Encoded, and then I just made it Cubing Encoded because it just worked well. I mean, there's no like interesting story. I feel like a lot of YouTubers, they get their YouTube name just from their gamer tags. So yeah, that was mine.
That's so good.
What's one thing that most people don't really know about you?
I feel like my age, I get whenever I talk about my age on my channel, people always assume I'm way older when I meet people in real life, and they know that, and they figure out that I'm a junior in high school. They're always just blown away. It's so funny. I mean, the thing is, I started YouTube when I was pretty young. I was 12 years old, so I started really early. And then also at the same time, the people I'm competing against, but like it's not really competition. But the other YouTubers, like I'm just gonna say some like CubeSolve here, like Speak Your Review, Tingman, especially like JPerm. They're all like twice my age. Not JPerm, but all the other ones they're twice my age. So people don't really think I'm 16 at first.
Yeah.
And that's such an advantage. Like you've got so many years on you.
Yeah, but it's also it's also not as good because they have just more years of just life experience than me because. So overall, they're just a lot smarter. But, it goes both ways.
Okay, so I know this is a bit of a weird question, but how did it feel to win 5x5 at West LA Winter the other year? Obviously, that region is largely dominated by Max Park. So how did you feel when he wasn't there? Did you feel like you had a chance or something?
It was amazing. Don't even get me started. Okay, so normally when I go to competitions, I feel like if I went to some other places at competitions, I would do pretty well. But then at my competitions, we have Max Park, which you just don't beat the guy, and then we also have Danny Park, which is also World Championships like semi-finalists or finalists. So there's not really too much room for podium spots behind them. So the one time they were both gone, I decided this is going to be my chance. And then I just got my 5-5, and that's when I was really practicing it. And I remember when in that final, when I was doing my solves, that was the first time I could remember actually getting so nervous doing solves that I felt like I was going to throw up. It was a weird feeling. Like, I know the thing is, like, okay, I know it's just cubing, right? But I was actually, like, getting, like, kind of sick to the stomach and, like, doing the solves, especially because there was, like, oh my god, there was a group of, like, 10 kids also that were like following me every single time I went up to solve. So I go to the table and they would migrate over to my table, and I had to like block them out, and like it just elevated the entire thing. But I got it done, so I was really happy.
I can imagine. Obviously, you're 16 years old. Would Cubing Encoded, your YouTube channel, would that be a part-time job, hobby, or full-time job for you?
Okay, so at the moment it is, I guess you could say, part-time job, but I also see it as one of my main extracurriculars. So like, here's the thing, right? Right now, in a few months, I'm going to be starting to apply to colleges, and from what I'm hearing is that my channel is actually going to help me a lot, and that's why I decided to go so hard on it. So, right now it's like, it's like my main extracurricular. Instead of like, doing a lot of other clubs and like volunteer work, I just work on my channel instead, which I like a lot more, and it also works as a part-time job. So, yeah, that's how I'm viewing it right now.
So this can help you get into college.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's so good.
Like, I recently applied for this program, and then I wrote a lot about YouTube and everything, and I got in, and it was a pretty competitive applicant field where maybe my academic stats were a little bit behind, but I knew that my YouTube just accomplishments would help me get in front of them.
Wow, that's interesting. So there are a lot of people out there who have a channel, including myself, who like really look up to you and stuff, and one day aspire to be like you. Do you have any tips for those people to create a successful YouTube channel?
Yeah, okay. The thing is, right? Like when my channel first started growing, it was when I was like 12 and 13 years old, and like I don't know about you, but when I was 12, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just uploading videos, and then the views just came to me, which was so I don't exactly know how to get that first spike, because I honestly forgot. It happened when I was a lot younger, but the thing I'm learning right now is that if you're just working hard and making things that other people aren't doing right now, then you're going to be able to do it. It's really just time in. I feel like time in, time out. Secondly, I think making connections and meeting people is really good. Do you guys know who Cubehead is?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
he's
He's
killing it at the
my
moment.
favorite. He's
He start-
absolutely.
Oh my god.
I was having a conversation with Brody the Cuber about this. We were saying, I was all like, we were talking about how, he was doing a collaboration with Cubehead. I'm probably not supposed to say this. Okay, he was doing a collaboration with him, and I shouted him out, and I was all like, maybe we shouldn't be doing this because Sudi's gonna pass us. Like he's crushing it, and I think the reason why he's crushing it is one, he makes great videos, but also he's already friends with a lot of these people that are that have tons of subscribers, but he's already friends with them. So I feel like just reaching out and getting to know people, because if you have a good relationship with someone, then they're going to want to help you out in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Hot take, but I think Cubehead even hit 100,000 subs in a year.
Honestly, we were exactly saying that. We were all like, you know what? By the end of the year, he's going to be at 20K, 30K. Next year, maybe 100,000.
So, to do with cubing channels, what do you think are the most underrated cubing channels? Obviously, we have Cubehead, who's catching up.
Just Cubehead, honestly. TNL Cubing, his videos I've always thought were just fantastic. Super great cinematography and everything, great colors, great editing. So I think he's doing really well. Honestly, the thing is, I don't really watch too many cubing channels nowadays. I used to watch a ton, but nowadays I don't really watch too many. So I don't really know too many great cubing channels that are smaller, besides Cubehead and once again TNL Cubing.
Yeah, TNL Cubing's great.
It's amazing.
Hey, he's fantastic.
So how did your videos go so viral on YouTube? Any particular reason? Even your early videos.
Could you specify some of the videos? I know my most popular video is how to solve Rubik's Cube in less than 5 seconds. Got 10 million views, and that video I honestly have no idea. I have no clue how it popped off. But for some of my other videos that got a couple 100,000s or even a couple million, I think just looking at what works on YouTube and trying to replicate it. So my second most popular video is called Cubing Expectations versus Reality, and expectations versus reality at the time were really big, a really popular topic to make skits about and everything. So I decided, hey, you know what? I'll just make my own, and you can see what happened. And just some other things, it's just seeing what works on YouTube in general. What words are are going to draw people's attentions and what works well with the algorithm, and just taking advantage of it.
Yeah. How
Yeah,
long
for
did it
sure.
take for some of those videos to blow up? Did it happen almost immediately? Or was after a week or a month, or how long did it take?
Ooh, interesting question. So it's always different, right? The thing is, a lot of the times I would upload a video. At first, the first week, it would just completely flop on me. I'm just like, oh, okay, next video, I guess that wasn't a success. But then I'll look back, 1-2 years later, and it would have 100,000 views, so it's very interesting. But my most popular video, how to solve Rubik's Cube in less than 5 seconds, I uploaded it, it did pretty well. 1 month later, it started getting its first spike, went down a little bit, there was another spike, and then it just exploded from there. And it kept on going like that for about a year. Consistent, tons of views for about a year, and then it finally started to taper off.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. That's so good.
Oh yeah, it was wild.
Yeah. So how did you get sponsored by SpeakCube Shop? Did you reach out to them, or did they reach out to you?
Oh yeah, I had to reach out to them. So it was, I think I had around 2,000 subscribers at the time, and I just reached out. I was asking, oh yeah, could I just get a sponsorship, because that's initially why I started cubing or doing YouTube, and yeah, so they hooked me up. At first, it was 50% off on all cubes. The next year, I got to around 5,000 subscribers, and they said, "Oh, we'll give you 70% off on all cubes." And then the next year, I had 11,000 or 12,000, and they said, "Okay, we'll give you your all free cubes now." So it wasn't all of a sudden I was paying full price and then I got everything for free. It was a slow progression.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean that's how a lot of people start off, but as you grew, you definitely earned your way, and yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Do you have any tips for someone starting out to get sponsored?
The thing about being sponsored is that they look at two things, right? They look at how big you are right now, and then they also look at how big you could be potentially later on. So if they see a smaller channel, but they could see tons of potential, then yeah, they'll definitely sponsor you. So let's say that you're at 500 subscribers and you're making pretty okay videos. It doesn't really look like it's going to go anywhere. They're probably not going to sponsor you. If you have 500 and you're putting tons of effort into every single video, and they could tell that you're going to do something great in the 1 to 2 years, then you'll get sponsored. So you just have to show the company that you're going to make it.
So how do you come up with your video ideas? You've come up with some really good videos lately. Do you like brainstorm, or is there any particular thing that you do?
Oh my gosh, video ideas are so hard to come up with. Like it varies with the YouTuber. I know Speaker Review, he was telling me how he has a list of like 30 video ideas that he just has to, that he just trying to get to. For me, every single video feels like my last. It's like, oh, this is my last idea. Like I have no more ideas after this video. But then every single day I just seem to come up with just something. And the other thing, I could make one type of video that I could also keep on repeating. So, keeping TikToks, whenever I feel like it, if I'm just completely out of ideas, keeping TikToks, or, go on Reddit and then keeping Reddit videos. So it's finding ideas that you could do multiple times. And then also just, I do brainstorm a lot. I learned this technique where you get a dictionary and you just go on some random word and you look at that word and think, hey, can I make a video from this? And then if not, you just go to another word, random word, just close your eyes, other word, put your finger on it. Can I make a video from this word? And yeah, that's the brainstorming technique that I learned that actually helps a lot. I really like it.
Wow, that's a great technique. So what's your relationship with Brody the Cuber like? We saw earlier, like about a month ago, we had the one turn, one pull up stuff. Are you guys like good friends, or how's that work?
Oh yeah, he's a super cool guy. I remember when my channel first started getting a little bit more popular about 2 years ago. He reached out and we just we chatted, and the way we look at YouTube is pretty similarly. We just love the, I guess, the brainstorming part of it, and just like putting ideas and just seeing the engagement and everything. And then I don't know why, but you saw I did the push-up challenge, and then all of a sudden he was doing a pull-up challenge, and I decided I had to one-up him, so I did the same thing, and then we decided to just do a collaboration. Yeah, he's a super cool guy. Like he's great.
Yeah.
I saw some guy do the pull-up challenge in like 9 minutes with a cube.
I saw Rami Sabahi, he did it in 3 minutes, or I think it might 3 or 2 minutes, because the thing is he when he solves a cube, he doesn't use any moves. He got a 33 move solution on his very first try, and then on top of that, he's also in pretty good shape, so the pull-ups weren't too hard. Like, okay, to be fair, I feel like if I got a 33 move solution, I could probably get pretty close to him. The problem is I suck at 33, so it takes me like 60 to 70 moves. But yeah, no, dude, Rami Sabahi just blew us all away. It was so sad.
Incredible.
I think one of the strategies is having the cube really close to the bar, so you
Right,
don't have to.
you have to have it right next to you, not like Brody the Cuber. He was like
no, he had to run back
walking
and forth the whole time.
Yeah, no, I was like, you know what? Maybe if I can't solve a cube as fast as him, I'm definitely gonna have the cube closer to me, because that's how I'm gonna win.
Absolutely.
I'll
Alright.
just finish it off with one last question. Do you think quarantine has really helped you push your channel and make more videos?
I love this question. For basically like my entire time I've been running my channel, I've never been able to go really 100% on it, because I would always have other things like everyone else. Everyone has like school, their sports and everything, like clubs and everything. So I never really was able to put 100% into YouTube. But recently, once quarantine started, I decided I'm actually going to try seeing what I could do with this, because now basically everything else I had was gone. Sure, I had to like study for my AP test and everything, and like I still had to do a couple things for clubs online, but the workload from everything else was so much lower. So I decided, oh yeah, like now is like when will I ever get a time like this to just go 100% on YouTube? So I just took advantage of it, and it's been paying off. It's been doing super well lately, and I'm definitely happy I made that choice.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a prediction. I think you'll hit 100,000 subs in maybe a month or two.
Not a month, not a month. If you're looking at the analytics right now, not a month. The goal is to hit it before this year. Okay, once again, with college apps coming up, I apply and everything about like by the end of the year, and I want to hit 100,000 subscribers before college apps so badly. So that's really like why I'm going so hard on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just amazing. And just to have the silver play button, that would be a dream come true.
That silver play button, I've been watching YouTubers like for like my entire life, and I remember when I first started watching YouTube, I would see YouTubers unbox their play button, and I thought, wow, like what if I could actually get one of those? But I didn't ever actually think I could. But now I'm in a position to actually get that award, and I mean, it's just a normal plaque. It's like it's heavy, I guess. It's cool, but it's just a normal plaque. But that means so much to me to get that.
Yeah, the
play
significance
button.
behind it is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not just a silver like play button. It's like, oh man, it's
Years of hard
yeah,
work.
I really want one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a good milestone.
Yeah, once I have that on my wall, I'll be done. It's gonna be everything's gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Kevin, for being on this show. We hope
Yeah,
you
likewise.
enjoyed. Thank you so much again.
Yeah. Good luck
Yeah,
with
likewise.
YouTube.
Good talking to you guys. Thank you
Thanks.
so much.
Good luck with your podcast.
Thank you.
Thanks
See
so
ya.
much, Kevin.
All right.
Thanks so much, Kevin. That was so much fun having you on.
QB Encoded is such a genuine guy. Thank you so much to him for coming on.
Yeah.
We'll obviously leave a link in his in the show notes, but most of you have already checked him out, so I'm not sure what use that would do. But thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Now it's time for true or false.
Woohoo. Okay, so for those of you who aren't sure, me and Jan have a competition going over the period of 6 months of true or false to see who can get the most questions correct over that period. Jan got 3 the first time, I got 3 last time. So now it's back to Jan's turn, and let's just get straight into it.
Let's go.
Okay, so the first question is, true or false? The standard 4x4 size is 60 millimeters.
I'm going to say that's incorrect because most cubes, maybe 2015, they were all 62 millimeters. Obviously, I wish the standard size was 60 millimeters, I think, so I'm just going to have to say false, but I hope it's, yeah.
That is correct. The standard size of a 4x4, like you said before, is 62 millimeters. Well done. Next question, true or false? Felix has the fastest 3x3 solve ever.
Solve or average?
Solve.
So unofficial, obviously.
Yeah, unofficial solve.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously we have Yushang Du, but we have Felix. I think he got like a 3.4. Obviously, I've probably seen fake things that are faster, but I mean, there's got to be someone out there that's got a faster time, so I'm going to have to say false.
That is correct. I believe it is Max Park who has the fastest.
Oh, yeah, because he got the Thursday threes and stuff. Like, that
Yeah.
man is crazy.
He's crazy, yeah.
Such a good 3x3 solver.
Okay, next question, true or false? The newest cube to be released from YJ to the market is the YJ Yoo-Hoo Megamix.
I haven't seen much apart from that, and the 4x4, which is coming out soon. Obviously, I'm going to have to say that's true because I haven't seen anything else from YJ.
Yeah, obviously that's correct. That was a bit of an easy one. Okay, next question, true or false? Patrick Ponce holds the 3rd fastest official 3x3 single.
Official. Oh, there's got to be someone that's done it faster than him. So we have Felix, who got like a 4.2. Then we have Yushang Du, obviously. But there's got to be someone out there, maybe. So I'm just going to say false.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. He does actually hold the 3rd fastest 3x3 single. True or false? The clock world record average is 4.54 seconds.
I know it's in the 4s, but 4.54 doesn't come to mind to me. So, I'm just going to have to throw it out there. This is a guess. I'm going to say it's false. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. This the world record average is 4.38 by Yun Hao Lu.
Yes, let's...
Okay, so that's 4 out of 5, so that means I'm going to have to really deliver next month to stay in the game.
Yeah, you're going to have to catch up to me, Mitch. Thank you to everyone for listening to this episode. We really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much to Kevin for coming on.
Thanks so much. We really loved that. Make sure that you guys follow all of our socials. We've obviously got Patreon to sponsor the podcast. Also go follow us on Instagram, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Until then, see ya.
Thank you so much to Daily Puzzles again. This is the third time they've sponsored our episode, so if you haven't checked them out already, just do. And you can get 10% off when you use code
Parity for 10% off.